For Todd Chrisley, family has always been the heart of his story. Best known for Chrisley Knows Best, Todd is the father of 5 children, Lindsie and Kyle from his first marriage to Teresa Terry, and Chase, Savannah and Grayson, whom he shares with his current wife and longtime co-star, Julie Chrisley. In June 2022, Todd and Julie were convicted on charges of bank fraud and tax evasion. Todd was sentenced to 12 years in prison and 16 months of probation, while Julie received a 7-year sentence and the same probation period. The couple began serving their sentences on January 17, 2023. Just over 2 years later, in a stunning turn of events, President Donald Trump granted them both a full pardon. For the past 2.5 years, I've done everything in my power to fight for my parents' freedom and bring them home, Savannah shared in a statement. This moment is the answer to countless prayers. I am beyond grateful to President Trump for seeing the truth and restoring my family. Despite their legal setbacks, the Chrisley family is set to return to reality television. Lifetime announced in May 2025 that a new, currently untitled docu-series is in development, promising to reveal the raw truth of their lives, past and present. Todd's eldest child, Lindsie Chrisley, was born on September 17, 1989 in South Carolina, to Todd and his first wife, Teresa Terry. She graduated from Georgia State University in 2012 with a degree in marketing and married Will Campbell that same year. The couple welcomed their son Jackson before announcing their divorce in 2021. Lindsie appeared on the first 5 seasons of Chrisley Knows Best, but became estranged from her family after Todd was accused of financial crimes. In 2021, Todd suggested that Lindsie had played a role in the investigation, alleging she spread damaging stories about the family to the media. Following her divorce, Todd publicly expressed a desire for Lindsie's happiness, while also acknowledging lingering emotional wounds. The hurt is still there, and I think the hurt will always be there, as he said, but I'm not looking to intrude in Lindsie's life. I wish her and Jackson nothing but joy and blessings. In a turn of events, Lindsie and Todd reconciled in 2022. That year, the Chrisley family reunited publicly for the first time to address their estrangement on an episode of Chrisley Confessions, where Lindsie joined Todd, Julie, and Savannah to candidly discuss the family rift. In June 2023, Lindsie revealed that both she and her ex-husband were dating other people. The following month, she introduced her boyfriend, Trent, on Instagram. However, their relationship ended in January 2024. Lindsie is taking time to process the events that unfolded and focusing on healing to be the best version of herself, a source shared. There was no infidelity, and she did not end the relationship to reconcile with her ex-husband. Kyle, Todd's second child with Teresa Terry, was born on August 29, 1991 in South Carolina. He made appearances during the first season of Chrisley Knows Best, but stepped away from the spotlight amid a long-standing estrangement from his father. Kyle is the father of daughter Chloe, who was later adopted by Todd and Julie and became a regular on the show. In April 2021, Kyle married Ashley Nelson in St. Augustine, Florida. Though estranged at the time, Kyle voiced his support for Todd and Julie following their 2019 indictment. He also retracted prior statements he'd made about his father, attributing those claims to struggles with addiction. I can't take it back, so I'm telling you now, with a clear mind, my mom and dad have done nothing wrong, Kyle wrote on social media. Today, I am sober. I'm working, and I'm in a good place. I just want to fix what I've done wrong so I can forgive myself. During the 2021 season finale of Chrisley Knows Best, Kyle called Todd seeking a meeting. Todd admitted that hearing his son's voice brought on a rush of emotions. I was expecting Kyle to call because my mother said she gave him my number, but expecting someone to call and actually getting that call are 2 different things. In December 2022, Chloe's biological mother, Angela Johnson, announced her intent to seek custody. However, the Chrisley family's attorney, Jessica Doyle, swiftly responded. Angela Johnson's parental rights were legally terminated when she voluntarily surrendered them to Todd and Julie on March 24, 2017, Doyle said. She has had no contact with Chloe since 2015. On March 13, 2023, Kyle was arrested in Tennessee for aggravated assault following a workplace altercation at Penske Truck Rental. He turned himself in the next day, with bail set at $3,000. In a March 2025 appearance on the Kate and Ty Break It Down podcast, Lindsie shared a brief update on Kyle. "As far as I know, he's sober." Following Todd and Julie's presidential pardon in May 2025, Kyle shared his reaction. "I'm ecstatic, truly. I still just can't believe it," he said, adding that he's hopeful about rebuilding his relationship with his father. Born on June 1, 1996 in South Carolina, Chase Chrisley is the eldest son of Todd and Julie Chrisley. He gained national recognition through the family's hit reality series, Chrisley Knows Best, and later co-starred alongside his sister Savannah in the spin-off Growing Up Chrisley, which premiered in 2019. In 2020, he ventured into entrepreneurship with the launch of his own luxury candle brand, the Chase Chrisley Collection. Reflecting on his experience growing up in the public eye, Chase shared in 2020 that fame reshaped their lives. "It definitely changed our lives entirely," he said. "It forced us to grow up fast. I know I've made my fair share of mistakes, and learning how to bounce back and grow from each mistake is a little different because every time we screw up, it's in the public eye." Chase began dating Emmy Metters in early 2020. The couple briefly split in 2021 but rekindled their relationship in April 2022. Their dynamic played out on Chrisley Knows Best, particularly during Season 3, when Emmy insisted on an engagement before moving in together. Chase even purchased a diamond engagement ring, though his mother voiced concerns that the couple might not be ready for marriage. On October 5, 2022, Chase proposed to Emmy in grand fashion at First Horizon Park in Nashville, Tennessee. He rented the 12,000-seat stadium and arranged 175,000 rose petals in the shape of a heart on the field. "It was the perfect night," he said at the time, presenting Emmy with a 3.5-carat oval diamond ring. "There's no doubt I want to spend the rest of my life with Emmy. We can't wait to build a family together." Despite the romantic gesture, the couple ended their engagement after 9 months, announcing their split in July 2023. By September, Chase had gone public with a new relationship, dating Jody Lane Fornerat. This personal upheaval coincided with a dark chapter for the Chrisley family. Todd and Julie began serving prison sentences following their convictions for bank fraud and tax evasion in November 2022. In December, Chase spoke publicly for the first time about the ordeal on Savannah's Unlocked podcast. "I don't owe the public an explanation," he said. "Obviously what we have been going through is hell, but I have to try and find the good, even in the darkest time." In January 2025, Chase was arrested in Atlanta on a charge of simple battery. Allegedly intoxicated at a bar, he reportedly became belligerent and slapped the manager twice after being asked to leave. However, Chase's attorneys issued a statement asserting the incident had been entirely blown out of proportion, claiming he had responsibly arranged for a driver and was merely trying to close out his tab. "He did not assault anyone," they added. "We will be independently investigating the situation." Savannah Chrisley, born August 11, 1997 in Atlanta, Georgia, is Todd and Julie's only daughter. After attending Lipscomb University, she transferred and later graduated from Belmont University in Nashville. At just 17 years old, she was crowned Miss Tennessee Teen USA in 2015. Like her siblings, Savannah appeared on Chrisley Knows Best and starred alongside Chase in Growing Up Chrisley. In 2019, Savannah became engaged to professional hockey player Nick Kurteles. The relationship ended in 2020, and in a tragic turn of events, Nick passed away in a motorcycle accident 3 years later. "You left such a mark on this world, and it's so empty without you," Savannah wrote on Instagram. "I am and will always be a better person because I knew you, because I loved you and was loved by you." Throughout her parents' legal troubles, Savannah remained vocal and resilient. On social media, she reflected that she was grateful in a weird way for the storm they endured. When Todd and Julie began serving their sentences in January 2023, Savannah assumed legal custody of her younger brother Grayson and niece Chloe, the daughter of her half-brother Kyle, whom Todd and Julie had adopted. "I have to be a positive role model for Chloe and Grayson," she said on her Unlocked podcast. "No matter how hard it gets, I have to show up." In February 2023, Savannah visited her father in prison for the first time. A moment, she said, gave her renewed hope. "This isn't the end," she told her podcast listeners. "They're going through this to make a difference. Whether the appeal works or not, they're still coming out with a story." By September 2023, Savannah was dating Robert Shiver, a former football player who had survived a headline-making murder plot allegedly orchestrated by his ex-wife. The couple ended their relationship in April 2025. In a remarkable twist of fate, President Trump granted a full pardon to Todd and Julie in May 2025. "Both my parents are coming home," Savannah announced in an emotional Instagram post. "I could not be more grateful. I still don't believe it's real. I'm freaking out." Grayson Chrisley, the youngest child of Todd and Julie, was born on May 16, 2006 in Georgia. Now 19, Grayson is an avid sports enthusiast with a particular passion for baseball, as evidenced by his social media. He appeared in all 10 seasons of Chrisley Knows Best and even had a cameo in the 2016 film Sharknado 4: The Fourth Awakens. In December 2022, Grayson made a rare public statement on Savannah's podcast, revealing that he had never watched a full episode of their family's show. "I don't think it's interesting," he admitted, explaining that as a child he didn't really have a choice when it came to participating in filming. His father, Todd, also opened up about Grayson's struggles on an earlier episode of Chrisley Confessions. "Grayson is the sweetest child and has the most tender heart," he said. "When you have someone that sensitive, you have to protect them, because the world doesn't care if his feelings are hurt." Tragedy struck just days before Todd and Julie's sentencing when Grayson was involved in a serious car crash in November 2022. According to the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department, the teen collided with a stationary vehicle and sustained injuries. By January 2023, after his parents began serving their sentences, Grayson faced emotional turmoil. "He's trying to process what our parents are going through and how that impacts his view of them," Savannah said on her podcast. "There's so much growth happening for him, and it breaks my heart that our parents are missing it." In subsequent interviews, Grayson expressed his mixed feelings about visiting his parents in prison. "It's not that I don't want to go, but I'm also 17, he said. "It's hard because they tell you to live your life, but when you don't go, you still feel bad, even though they understand." In January 2025, Grayson took the next step in his journey by enrolling at the University of Alabama. Though the Chrisley family has faced their fair share of fame, fortune, and very public struggles, each member continues to forge their own path, growing through grief, controversy, and change. As Todd and Julie return home following their presidential pardon, the next chapter for this once fractured family begins.